I want to talk about the State of the Union. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, last night there was a clown show on TV and on cable put on by the current leader of this country. That clown show is something that happens every year according to the Constitution. This is something the president does. Congress invites him and he gives them what's called the State of the Union. It's an update on how the country is doing, how the nation is doing. Donald Trump was talking and lying out of his mouth. That guy lies. He's a known liar. He's a chronic liar. If you've ever been gaslit, he's gaslighting you, telling you that what you're seeing is not true. Whatever he accuses somebody of doing or being, he is actually talking about himself. A lot of people try to manipulate others. Will use these techniques. So last night was one of those, but on a massive scale. He didn't talk about the Epstein files. He didn't talk about the human rights abuses and the crimes against humanity with the snatching up of babies from the brown and black mothers that we've seen. And matter of fact, if anything, he distorted the facts. But what we also saw was a lot of empty chairs on one side of the Congress, and that's usually reserved for the opposition, the left, right? The Democratic Party or whoever is in opposition to the ruling party. And in this case, it happens to be the Democratic Party. It's been that way for the last 50 some years. They didn't show up, a lot of them. They chose not to show up, but some of them did, and some of them did protest. Unfortunately, we only got a few, maybe one or two, you can count them in your hands, of people who are truly down with the people. Ilhan Omar is a Muslim woman. She's Somalian out of Minnesota, and she is down. She is down for the most part. She knows what's up. She stood up against the funding of Israel to continue their genocide of Palestine, something that Kamala Harris wouldn't do, right? Supposedly the leader of the left. So yesterday's clown show that is something that we should pay attention to, only because we get an idea what direction this country is going to go to, including the many military operations that this president has in mind, just like other presidents in the past, including Barack Obama, Biden, etc. But what is the State of the Union for us, for Raza, for Chicanos, for indigenous people, right? Well, it's pretty much a bad situation, and it's pretty much something that we probably haven't seen in decades. With the snatching up of people straight off the streets, right? They did that during Operation Wetback of 1954 under Eisenhower, the president at the time. They did that when they pulled out the Zoot Suit riots, where sailors were allowed to go to beat up, Chicanos, young Chicanos, and strip them, leave them naked for dressing like, pachucos, the 1940s. And we've seen this happen under many presidents, but this is a horrible time for us because we are being snatched up and we are being attacked and are being demonized and called illegals on this land. We are not illegal on this land. And there's a lot of influencers out there, people that say if there ever came down to it, what side would you fall on? I would fight for America. And that's fine. If you want to do that, you're obviously brainwashed. You don't know your history. Whether you call yourself a Chicano or not, you do not know your history. You don't know what you're talking about. You're obviously confused. And history will absolve us, the ones who are fighting against ICE, the ones that are fighting against imperialism and racism, white supremacy. Others of you, these influencers, will be stuck on that side. History will show how wrong they were. Just like the so-called Latinos for Trump, right? Voted for Trump, and now they're having second, and now they're regretting it. Their own mothers are being deported. That's a shame. But they voted for Trump, so history will obviously how foolish they look. So what is left for us? We got to keep protesting against what we're watching. Keep an eye on local events happening in your town, in your area, your state, and go support those people that did risk, their life, that did go out there and take to the streets. Go support those people. I know that when I started what they did last year, a lot of my former students and their parents reached out and said, let's do something. These are 18, 19-year-olds who are just entering the world, but they saw this man coming in, unleashing ice on their own grandma. And so some of my former students reached out. We met a few times and we planned a march down this small little town, not Los Angeles, definitely, not one of those big cities, but it was small enough to where you're going to get that attention. And when you got about 1,000 people out there, you're going to get attention. We did not ask for a permit to do what we did. We took the streets. We invited everybody to bring their flags, their signs, and to make sure that we protested. And we invited the car clubs. It was pretty cool because it was real organic, real cool, came together in a matter of a week. So we did take to the streets and we took over a park, a public park. We passed out a lot of those Know Your Rights cards, the red cards from the ACLU and UFW that teaches people their rights. So there's a lot I was proud to see my former students do. The lowriders really helped out, by the way, because they came through that day. If it wasn't for families and vans and trucks and the lowriders with the flags, it was awesome. Because then they'd have to arrest everybody. If anything, it was a successful march and rally, lasted for hours in downtown. And I'll give the city right now, downtown Madera. It's a very small little city in Central California. And unlike, big cities, you're going to be seen there and you're going to be easily singled out. We know a lot of the January 6th protesters. Some of them were from Madera County, and some of the Latinos for Trump are also from the Central Valley, and especially in the Madera County. Unfortunately, they hide out amongst the people because they look like us. But nope, our students didn't want to back down that day. They wanted to do it, and they did it. And so we were lucky not to get arrested. Standing up to this fascism, and if you don't know what fascism is, that's billionaires, private corporations with the backing of the federal government, the military might of the federal government unite. That's called fascism. It's when they come together. It's a scary thought because you're talking about wealthy billionaires, those who have ruled forever, using the military, the might of, in this case, the United States of America, to crush poor people, to crush dissenters, and to crush those that would question them. With that, peace out, and Raza, be safe out there. More power to the people. Aho.